many people have collections or hold on to items for sentimental reasons. I certainly do.
I know people who do. But for some, they get buried in their things, which can happen to many seniors trying to hold on to things that could define their life. Mary Winters is here with Senior Hoarding. In this Senior Solutions segment, Mary, do some people have a hard time letting go of things because it feels like they're having to let go of their life?
Yeah, there's a lot psychologically based within that whole issue of hoarding. So let me describe a little bit about that. Hoarding may start with these issues, or people may start with hoarding in middle age, but they could start hoarding as they get older because of this fear of loss. A true hoarder cannot be diagnosed by the stuff that they have, but by the desire to acquire belongings, the urges to save those things, and the inability to discard items. My friend Barbara Massey, she's retired now, worked for LA County Mental Health. She came across hoarding as an issue on a regular basis where code enforcement may have had red tagged a house, and the neighbors were complaining of the amounts of trash, odors, or vermin that they were dealing with next to them. And so what they were doing to manage these things was they went in and realized this is truly a problem, and they created a hoarding scale. And the scale is defined from 1 to 5. So number 1 is a normal home environment. You could tell people live in this home. Number 2 requires an organizer or a housekeeper to come in and clean because they just cannot stay organized. Number 3 scale on the scale is where the rubber hits the road and really they need help. And so professionally trained organizer and mental health professionals are really required to support this individual with this process. On the level of 4, the scale would add crime scene cleaners. It's horrific, overdone, trash everywhere. You may have animal control involved, handyman or contractors. And then when it's 5, it's really not at all livable. You wonder where they're sleeping. And it adds additional professionals with zoning, law enforcement, the fire department. And at some point, oftentimes myself as a geriatric care manager, we come in and it's very possible we need to put them in the hospital or place them to coordinate any kind of resources they need to get them to medical attention and move them to a safe location until matters with their home can be figured out. The additional concerns we have with seniors in these situations is that they may lack the insight that they are putting themselves in harm's way. Memory loss and can add to their confusion, and medication and personal hygiene are often neglected. And we see these seniors using emergency medical services more often, and they're often more depressed and not able to mask their hoarding as easily as people outside, or to people outside in the community as a middle-aged hoarder would. So if you're worried about someone who is a hoarder, or you know that they're a hoarder, you can call Genesis. It's a very special program dealing with this issue. So get your pens out and I'll give you the number. Genesis is a specialized program within LA County just for seniors, and that number is 213-351-7284. Again, that number is 213-351-7284. 7284. Let them know that you're concerned about a particular person and they'll investigate it. So I'm just really glad that my friend Barbara was one of the people who put this whole program together. She's one of my favorite older adults. And Bob and Sunita, back to you.
I'm at number 2 right now. I hope I don't go any further down that slide.
You know why? It's because you got all those
smell?
Christmas decorations out, right? Ours are still in the attic. The place looks good.
Oh, look at you. You're probably right, but no, my magazines are my
Practice
downfall.
trying to get rid of things on a regular basis. That'll be helpful.
I will go home and purge this weekend.
Yes.
Thanks for that, Mary.